Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Calham64 LP Retrospective, and today, oh my god, we're going to be talking about my LP of Crash Bandicoot Free Warped for the PlayStation. This came straight after Mega Man X, and oh my, I have so many memories of doing this LP, as well as, just the game in general and stuff, because, you see, with Mega Man X, that was basically a blind LP and stuff, on the Super Nintendo, which I talked about in the last episode, and I just wanted to have a breather, after the difficulty in that was Mega Man X and stuff going on. So I just thought, I'm going to play a game which is a blast from my childhood, because I played Crash Bandicoot 3 a lot growing up. It was one of the first games I had when I grew up, with the Sony PlayStation back when I was a kid and stuff. So to actually make a full LP of it was really exciting to me. However, I do remember the next LP after Mega Man X was originally going to be another Game Boy Advance or Game Boy game, as far as I'm aware. I honestly can't remember what it was, but I remember just after Mega Man X, even though I did have plans to do that, I was kind of like, I can't keep doing Game Boy Advance and Game Boy games. I need to steer off and do some other thing. So of course I did some research and looked into, other emulators and that were somewhat a little bit easier to set up and things going on. And one of them I came across was EPSXE, which is a Sony PlayStation emulator. And, I just thought, okay, I'll give it a go and stuff. So I downloaded it on my really crappy Windows Vista laptop. And I managed to get it running and stuff, and I thought, yeah, this is really good, because I managed to get the BIOS and the ISO files and the plugins and that required for it, and that just led me to a discovery. I just thought, what, I'm going to do Crash Bandicoot 3, because out of all, the PlayStation games that I own, that is the one that I know the most about, and I am comfortable to do an LP of. In fact, I remember when I started my channel and stuff, I had plans to do Crash Bandicoot 3 at some point or so, because that was a game, that I'd always wanted to LP. So it was really exciting to me that the fact that I could record it, finally, in high quality and everything on EPSXE for an emulator and stuff. So that was pretty freaking awesome. I even used a USB adapter or so, much like, with Mega Man X, where even though for Mega Man X I used a Super Nintendo USB adapter, I ordered a USB adapter for a PlayStation controller. So in this case, it's this blue device basically that you plug the USB end into your PC, and then the actual device in that has these slots that fit with a actual PlayStation 1 controller. So I could, put in my PS1 controller that I grew up with as a kid and use that as the actual controller on it, and, with full analog support and vibration, even though I didn't actually turn vibration on because it'd pick up on the mic and stuff, so I disabled that really. Plus you need a driver for it as well. And, it just felt really at home that did. It was so comfy to play because the analog control was very accurate and things going on, and the buttons, and it was really, really weird though, doing it. It just felt really strange to me, to actually be playing a PS1 game on my laptop, or even PC, I suppose. With, my actual PS1 controller and stuff. I don't know, it just felt so bizarre and different to me, yet so cool at the same time, and to be playing Crash Bandicoot 3, that was pretty cool. I also remember, the odd layout that I decided to do throughout this LP, which, honestly, yeah, looking back at it now, it was a smart choice, honestly, because then it just made, the pacing of the game catch up a bit instead of me just doing the same stuff. Where, if you've never played Crash Bandicoot 3, by the way, what that mainly has is these time relics going on, which you need to obtain by going through the same levels that you've beat, collecting the crystals and the gems, but with the time relics. That meant basically you had to play through the levels again, but beat them within a certain time limit, hitting the time boxes and stuff. And I wanted to go for a, 105% completion. Yes, I know, 105%. It goes over 100% for some reason. And that was required, where basically what you had to do is collect all gold relics. They couldn't just be normal sapphire relics, but gold relics, meaning, I had to be quite quick and things going on. And I attempted to do all of this without the running shoes as well, so I had to try to find the best shortcuts and stuff going on. And I remember just when it came to actually doing the time relics, in order to keep, the pacing of the game going on, instead of literally just showing off episodes of me trying to get the time relics and stuff, I would literally speed it up speed up the whole, the footage of me collecting the time relics and just, edit them all out, all my mistakes and that, and put them all together into one flawless run. And then, while it was speeding up, have music playing in the background, and, just have me talk over the top explaining about hints and tips that I'd recommend you to do.
The next level, Calham High, which is, basically the Egyptian one. It's again do with spin jumps and spin dashes. That's pretty much what you do on most of them. But the thing that makes you get the gold relic really quick is if you get all 3 Aku Aku masks, and then you just dash to the very end like this. Because once you're invincible, you climb really fast. But too fast, actually, it's hard to see what's going on. But that's how you get the gold relic, I find.
It was a clever way, really, to keep the game running at full pace, instead of being just like, oh my god, he's still on this time relic, really? Can't he just move on to the next level? It was literally just within a couple of minutes, and you saw all of the areas, that I beat in just like a couple of minutes and stuff, collecting all the gold relics and sometimes platinum as well, I think, depending on my luck. And yeah, I just remember it was really fun to do it though. It was kind of a pain in the arse though, because okay, you gotta remember, this is on Windows Vista. Windows Vista is not really the fastest thing in existence. So of course it meant when I sped the video up, my laptop would sometimes lag. So in the end, what I literally had to do is, when I did speed the video up, I couldn't play it. I couldn't just play it and talk over the top because my crap top, yeah. My laptop, crappy laptop, in this case my crap top, before I just talked about it, so I like that name. I remember, because it was really slow, it meant that it would lag. So anytime I clicked play, it would basically freeze Camtasia Studio 8, and I couldn't commentate over it. So in the end, what I decided to do is render it out, as an MP4, and then literally decide to view it in Windows Media Player instead. So I'd literally speed it all up, with the music and all of the annotations explaining what level I was on and stuff. I literally do all that, render it out, and then talk over it as fast and quick as I could really through Windows Media Player, just so I had something going on that it was explained instead of just making it all sped up with loud music, because I wanted to explain what I was doing, for hints and tips. And yeah, I remember that was a pain in the ass to make though, mainly just due to my slow laptop going on. And I did that for each world going on, or at least, area. Depending on all the 5 areas that I beat, I would then redo those 5 areas all sped up, and it was nice, keen and quick, and got to the point. Also, one thing you guys probably don't know about or anything, because you didn't really notice this in the actual final version of the LP being uploaded to YouTube, but when recording, or at least even just playing Crash Bandicoot 3 on the emulator, I couldn't use the plugin known as Pete's OpenGL, I think it is, which is basically, in English guys, it's a plugin that basically adds all the actual graphics and elements and stuff going on, depending on how fast your PC is. I had to use a plugin which was a lot less powerful and stuff going on, so it meant some sort of assets were missing. In this case, they're not really that noticeable, but they're only that noticeable if you literally look at them side by side. If you just literally looked at the game normally, you'd be like, oh okay, yeah, it's just a game in all of its entirety, just the normal way. But okay, this is nitpicky, I'll say, okay? The fact that, those numbers that appear when you smash boxes or collect Wumpa fruit, they're a little bit darker. That's because the plugin and that for some reason wasn't really as bright also when it came to the numbers. So all the text that you see in the game, whether it be in the menu, the pause menu, or some of the text for the levels, just anything involving text basically, that would basically be a lot darker when compared to the actual original. If you go to the actual original PlayStation version, you can see that all the numbers and stuff are a lot more vibrant and a bit more visible, but my plugin made it a little bit less visible in this sense. I also remember doing a little bit of annoying editing and stuff going on for every time I went into a teleporter, because what would happen, okay, is in the actual original PlayStation version, when you hop into a teleporter and stuff, in this case, any type of level that you jump into, it has this sort of distorted turny effect, to show time travel and stuff going on for a transition. When I did it on the actual emulator itself, it didn't do that, because the plugin was too crap in order to handle it, really. What it was is, all that happened is when I jumped in, a black diamond would appear in the center of the screen. And then the background would just kind of dim down a bit, and then after a while of loading it would just jump to the next bit. And I didn't really want to show that off for an LP, So that's why, you'll notice that if you look really carefully at the LP, anytime I jump into a level, you'll notice that the screen basically just fades to black. That's the reason why, because I wanted to hide that stupid diamond that was just in the center of the screen, because that just ruins the immersion, of playing the actual original PlayStation version. So I just thought, nah, I'll cut that out, fade it to black, let me just talk over for a bit, and then cut to the cutscene that way, just so I had a continuity and stuff going on, and you didn't really notice it. It was invisible editing, if you will.
But now we're going to come across a new gameplay mechanic with Hog Ride, and honestly, this is probably one of the biggest memories I have from this game, as I really love these levels. Some people hate them, but I for one adore them. Okay, so Hog Ride, basically...
It was mainly fun though throughout the whole LP and that to basically just explain about my memories of the game, and what I knew about it, some of the hints and tips, even of like the trick that I told you, where basically when you go into the death routes of the game, where if you make it through a level without dying, you'll notice this platform that appears. If you jump onto that, leads you to the death route. Those are the parts, where you collect gems and sometimes colored gems going on. I showed off the trick, that the fact that when you collect, the gem in that particular area, what they usually expect you to do in the game is they expect you to go into the teleporter and it warps you back, to the main warp room, if you will. But what I decided to do was, as soon as I collected the gem, I would literally kill myself, because then it would spawn me back at the the last checkpoint that I went through, and I wouldn't have to take the death route. So then I could break all the boxes and basically get the crystal, the colored gem, and the actual box gem at the same time. I would literally collect 3 things at once, So it was that kind of LP and stuff going on, really. It was just a casual for me in a way. It wasn't really serious or anything when compared to Mega Man X, and that's probably why I have fond memories of it or so, was just how different and relaxed it was when compared to the other. Oh, there was also this episode, I believe, I forgot the number, I think it was like 4 or 5, as far as memory recalls. I remember the episode name though, it was called Riding Like Yoshi, which, the reason why I'm basically explaining about this episode is because that's where I had a special guest included, which was known as, what was it? I think it was just a Blazing Kitsune Ella was her name or so. I think it's changed nowadays and stuff, but back then it was known as Blazing Kitsune Ella. And she joined me also where we was playing through like Crash Bandicoot 3, and it was just a fun time also. It was during the episode where I basically found the dinosaur, and it was similar to, Mario riding on Yoshi, hence, that's why the episode says Riding Like Yoshi. There's fond memories with that though, but I do remember... Okay, I thought I was really smart when it came to this back then, by the way. The fact that I had, like, co-commentary going on, and I was using my Microsoft Live Chat headset. I only had one headset, so doing co-commentary was a little weird, really. I had to find, like, a way around this. And my idea, I kid you not, alright, was literally to keep my headset plugged in, put the headset down in front of both of us, have the mic literally standing just upright, just so it's away from some distance, and literally record our voices that way. So I'd have to turn them up in post, and it sounds awful. Just listen to it.
Crash Team Racing, I used to play that a lot, but I lost it or so I can't really play that anymore, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Most of my PS1 games that I lost, unfortunately.
Well done.
Yep, well, it wasn't my fault. Some of my friends and stuff, I guess, but still, I'm doing brilliantly here.
What a great start.
I forgot how to play, actually. I think I have to, yeah, there we go.
Yay!
Never do that with a headset. Headsets are designed for personal use only. Never decide to do that also if you want to record co-commentary and stuff going on. That's always something that I look back on and I'm like, oh my god, why did I do that? There's an easier way around this. Why don't I just use my iPod Nano and stuff? That captured it a lot better because, that just captured my normal voice good enough back then, I'll say. But, I don't know. I just thought it was a lot better back then, but it obviously wasn't. It was a nice episode to remember though, because, it was just a casual ride basically through a level when a friend was with me talking about it or so, and she rather enjoyed it and stuff. It's pretty good. I'll always remember the time, though, where basically when I was going through Oedipus Rex, I think it was, the fact that I was doing really well for the level, and, I basically, I got the gold relic at the end because I was trying to be quick, but I was too, overzealous and stuff, and I ended up missing the gem. So I literally slid or jumped straight past it, and I was like, oh my god, I missed the gem. So I had to redo level and stuff, and that was a fun old memory. I'm pretty sure my friend remembers that as well, who was with me during that episode.
Yeah, sometimes the game can be generous, but sometimes it also can be a little bit evil. Oh no, I missed the gem! Oh!
Oh no!
Oh, darn it, I couldn't tell where it was in 2D space, but hey, I've got the gold relic.
Yep.
So at least that's some. Ah! At least that's something.
Well done.
Great.
Well freaking done.
Darn it. Oh, I'm gonna go back to that one again.
There's a lot of fun memories in this, man. The intro to this series is also one that I find is probably my best intro that I've made on this channel, to be honest, just because it's so fast paced and all that stuff going on. It just draws you right into each episode. Okay, here's what you saw, on every episode of Crash Bandicoot 3 to draw you in. Yeah, honestly, it might give you a bit of seizures looking back at it nowadays and stuff, but I'm gonna dissect that intro actually. Fun fact, all of the levels, that go by you in that are literally every single level in the game. I kind of timed it, with the music going on in the background, where basically every sort of pacing of the note that it hit, that is when, the screen would change, and coincidentally, it happens to be, that every note that played in that was in time with every single level of the game. So I thought, well, I'm going to do that then. I'm just going to make every single level, into this one intro and that, and then just go, bang, Crash Bandicoot 3, let's play. At the very end or so. It was honestly quite fun to make, really. I like it. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. In case you can't tell, I have a lot of fond memories with this particular LP. This is one that I'm always like, Crash Bandicoot 3, yeah, I remember that LP. That was a really fun ride or so, trying to record it and stuff, It wasn't one where I was like, oh my god, I hate this LP and stuff, it's going by too long, or, the game's too hard now. It was just Crash Bandicoot 3, it's from my childhood, and it was such a casual and nice ride, and I love it. In fact, I might consider to redo the LP at some point, but I'm not sure, because my voice, again, even in 2014, I find it to be a bit too high or nasally, I suppose, but I don't know, it's just I think it would be a lot better if I tried to redo it or so, but I'm not too sure. I mean, I might even do Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, since I'm quite familiar with that game as well, to be honest. So, well, you just have to wait and see, I suppose. But yes, this has been an LP retrospective on Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped for the Sony PlayStation, an LP which I did back in 2014, and it was a fun time. So, join me next time where I'm going to be explaining about my next LP after this, which was my remade version of Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance. Yes, that's right. After I did Metroid? Yes. After I did Minish Cap for the Game Boy Advance, back in 2013, it was time to finally redo Metroid Fusion for the real and proper way it was always meant to be. So join me next time, where I'll be talking about that. To see the next episode of this retrospective series, go to here. To see the full playlist of this series going on, go to here. To see the original LP of the one I have critiqued, go to here, or even consider subscribing to the channel by going to here instead. Thank you for watching.